This is the Shark AV2310A Matrix Self-Emptying Robot Vacuum. A sleek rounded robot vacuum in black and brass, with a solid modern look that feels pretty sturdy in your hands. It's got that typical Roomba style shape, maybe a bit more compact, and right away the finish and the weight make it feel like something built to last. If you're curious about picking up a robot vacuum to help keep your home tidy, stick around, because I'm sharing my honest experience as a regular user, from setup all the way to cleaning results, and hopefully this quick review makes your decision a little easier. From my experience, I think one of the biggest reasons to consider the Shark AV2310AE is just how simple it is to get started. When I first opened the box, I was a little worried there might be a lot of connecting, syncing, and troubleshooting. But honestly, setup could not have been easier. All I had to do was set up the self-emptying base, attach the side brush, plug it in, and download the Shark Clean app on my phone. The app takes you through pairing pretty smoothly. Sometimes these smart home devices can be a pain to connect to Wi-Fi, but all I had to do was scan a QR code on the vacuum and wait for it to connect. It took less than 15 minutes from unboxing to ready for cleaning. This Shark robot learns the layout of your house with 360-degree LiDAR, which just stands for laser detection and ranging, so it maps and navigates by shooting out invisible laser beams to measure the space. The first time I ran it, it started to build a map, and after that, it knew where walls, furniture, and rooms were. In my opinion, this makes everyday cleaning way less stressful because you don't have to constantly chase after the vacuum, and you don't need to be a tech expert to use it. You can start a cleaning run just by pressing the clean button on the vacuum itself, even without the app. I know some people, myself included, worry about whether vacuum robots really get every spot. The Shark Matrix cleaning system uses what they call a precision grid, which just means the vacuum goes over the same area multiple times from different angles. This does help pick up more dirt, especially in high traffic spots, and I noticed my carpets and floors looked cleaner after just one pass, especially around my entryway, which collects a ton of pet hair and dirt. The app lets you target rooms or even specific zones if you want to focus on certain spaces. It's perfect for anyone who has kids or pets and needs certain areas cleaned more frequently. One of the main selling points is the self-emptying bagless base that holds up to 45 days worth of debris. I didn't realize how big a deal this was until I tried it myself. I used to hate emptying traditional robot vacuums after every run. Here, all the dirt, dust, and pet hair goes straight into the base, and when it's full, you just lift open the compartment and dump it out. No more buying expensive bags. If you have allergies or just hate that constant upkeep, you'll love this. Maintenance honestly couldn't be easier. Just remember to clean the washable filters in cold water every so often, and you're good to go. Now, talking about the cleaning experience itself, the suction power of the AV2310AE really impressed me, especially considering its price. I tested it on both hardwood and carpet, and it pulled up small crumbs, sand, pet fur, and even those little pieces of trash you never notice until you step on them barefoot. The floors were noticeably cleaner after just a single cleaning cycle. Mobility is something I was pretty skeptical about. It does pretty well moving between different types of flooring, like carpet to tile, and the wheels let it climb low thresholds. That being said, it did get stuck a couple times under my sofa and snagged some loose cords I forgot to pick up. There's no robot vacuum that's perfect at avoiding every small obstacle or cable, but if you have a lot of low furniture or little things scattered around, just know you'll have to rescue it sometimes. For bigger spaces or rooms with pets, I'd recommend running it while you're home for the first week, just to see where it gets stuck. Another key feature is how customizable the cleaning schedule is with the app. You can set what days and times you want it to vacuum. Pick which rooms to clean on certain days, and check the cleaning history to see where it actually spent time. If you're forgetful like I am, those scheduling options are really helpful. I did have some issues connecting to Wi-Fi the very first time. It took me a second try before it actually paired. So, don't be surprised if your phone or app needs a minute to get set up. However, after that, I never had a connection drop again. Some users online report more issues, so just make sure your Wi-Fi is decently strong where you put the base. In terms of noise, I was surprised at how quiet it was on a normal clean. I could watch TV while it ran in the background without a problem. But when it empties itself into the base, or glides over metal HVAC vents in my house, it gets noticeably louder. Nothing crazy, It's kind of like a quick whoosh sound for a few seconds. If you're someone who likes to use smart home stuff, the Shark AV2310AE works with Amazon Alexa, which lets you start or stop cleaning with voice commands. I mostly just stick to the app or the button, but if you're into that, it's handy. One thing I really appreciate is the design. It doesn't look or feel cheap. Everything from the black and brass finish to the rubber wheels feels solid. It's not overly bulky either, so when it's sitting in my living room, it sort of blends in. Maintenance is always something to consider with robot vacuums. Even though there's less hassle with the self-emptying bin, you'll still need to keep the brush roll and side brushes clean, especially if you have long hair or pets, because they can get tangled. It's not hard to pull out a tangled brush and clean it, but I'd recommend checking every week or so just to keep things running smooth.